I've heard the following phrase way too many times. My art isn't important unless it's about social justice. Sometimes I hear it from people like you who email me, sharing some of the judgment and sense of worth they feel about the value of creating their art. Sometimes I hear it from my own inner critic, quietly judging me for not doing enough in this troubled world. Hi, my name is Carrie, and I help artists like you build your skill and refine your unique artist voice. Today on Artist Strong, we are talking about the relationship between art and activism. First off, art is important. Period. We all need a reprieve from the constant onslaught of injustice and drama. We can be informed and also take steps to care for ourselves. In a time when we are constantly connected, having an outlet that is offline is even more valuable. Making art is mindfulness practice, a tool that is very valuable in our divisive, troll-filled world. We can only withstand, stretch, challenge, grow, serve others, and seek change in a sustained way if we care for ourselves. The way to create change in our environment and in the communities that we are part of is by taking steps to model self-care. Art can be that tool. I still find it interesting that people have no trouble talking about binge watching the latest show on Netflix to decompress, but at the same time, we still place judgment on making time for our art. Now, let's get to the next big truth. The act of creation is activism. We live in a world where many either have no or feel they have no voice. Art is one way to share that voice. Sometimes conversations don't work. Art can be a bridge between two opposing viewpoints. Art can be a commonality that allows people who think themselves to be polar opposites as people with shared interests. Additionally, we still live in a society that tells us it's okay to relax with our Netflix, but it's weird to put art before your friends, your laundry, your cleaning, or sometimes even our family. And yet, more and more research is proving that when we lack play in our lives, bad things happen. If you don't know this research, please look up Dr. Stuart Brown. When we stand up and say that our art is important, we model to friends, to loved ones, to children, to the young people in our lives that we don't have to celebrate this cult of being busy, of only working incredibly long hours, of always being tired. I can remember my dad often saying, "Do as I say, not as I do." And he said this with this big grin on his face, showing his more mischievous side. And I think we all know why. Visible examples, our actions and behaviors, are much more impactful than talk. Your choice to create is activism. Lastly, your art does not have to be about activism. You can be an activist for a cause that is important to you and not involve your art. Your art doesn't have to be about any social cause that you care about. As I mentioned earlier, art is a valuable tool for self-care, and there's resounding research now telling us that the arts can enhance both our mental and physical health. If you are participating in the hard work of activism to effect change in this world, you deserve to have something that's fun, that's detoxing for you, that's decompressing, and is also about mindfulness. Paint flowers, join an urban sketchers group, or embroider hearts. Making art for the joy of making art does not make your art less important. Now, let's get back to that phrase, my art isn't important unless it's about social justice. Why does this come up? Because we have another thought that we're navigating. I'm only one person. What can I possibly do that will make a difference? Next week, I'm going to define what I am calling quiet activism and highlight several ways that you can combine your interests in art and activism, because every single one of you can and do make a difference. Be creatively courageous. Which truth that we talked about today best applies to your art? Tell me about your work in the comments below. Coming in the month of October, I have a 30-day art challenge coming up. It's free and it's called #BeCreativelyCourageous. It's about dreaming big, setting goals, and finding the path to your personal definition of artistic success. If you are an art activist who needs some structure and accountability to build your work, or you're an artist looking to find your unique style and voice, this challenge is for you. Sign up below this video today to be sure that you don't miss out. If you are watching this video and the month of October has already passed, you are more than welcome to sign up below to join the wait list for this activity, which I run every year. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next week.